the D-Block Radio, and I'm here with my co-host again, Hugh. What's up, Hugh?
Oh, what's happening, man?
What's up, man? Yeah, I was just liking people who didn't tune in last week. You guys missed a pretty informative show. I'm pretty sure you guys probably caught up on the show. If you guys went to the archive and listened to it. Like I was saying, I moved from a station that I was on to D-Block Radio, and we bring you guys sports news every Wednesday. We did a Thursday show last week. Our first show last week, we did Thursday. That was pretty much a one-time thing. But we're going to be on Wednesdays at 7. Domestic violence stuff that's going on in the NFL, covered just sports in general as far as the NFL is concerned. What teams were looking good, what teams were pretending, or whatever. This week, Hugh, I wanted to talk about. Well, I kind of pretty much set it up last week. I was telling everybody I want to talk about college football. I want to talk about college football this week. Of course, you guys know, if you're sports fans like that, you know that they implemented a new playoff system. Still BCS format, but they take the top 4 teams and the top 2 now. So we're going to be talking about that. We're going to be leading the show off with that today. We're also going to be talking about going into week 4 of the NFL. We're going to talk about.
You are now in the host queue.
I'm going to run the power rankings on for you guys. See if you guys agree or not. You can call in. The call-in number is, you guys want to call in, set this number for you. The number is 760-283-4647. So you guys want to call in and you guys have any gripes about the power rankings, what's going on. I saw a couple things in there that I was like, and they were like top 10 power rankings, what? So I'm gonna run those down today, and if we have time, I'm gonna talk about the injury bug that's going on in the NFL. It's bad. It's bad this year. This is probably one of the worst I've ever seen here.
Hey, it's definitely bad, but one thing I can say, it's been helping on my fantasy, And I don't really like to say nothing bad on people's injuries, but thank God for you, Ryan Matthews, and Danny Woodhead. Down the Browns, and you won it for me last week.
But it's, for some people though, it's been killing their fantasy. I know a couple weeks ago, was week 2, I had, some heavy hits going, and I still ended up winning my fantasy, but Deshaun Jackson played like one play. He got hurt,
Oh, yeah.
And he was out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like that week. Was it week 2? Yeah, week 2. Everybody got hurt. I mean, it was so many injuries that it was crazy. Y'all could get injured in warm-up. Like, what the heck is going on? So I know now with the injury and the bye week coming up, people are scrambling on fantasy football. So like the 3-0 starts and all that stuff, that don't even matter no more, man. Because now it's down to the nitty gritty. It's in like the meat of it now. You know what I'm saying? This is where you really show your skills, where you know your football or you don't. You know what I'm saying? So if we have time, we'll get to that, how the injury tie into like the fantasy football season and stuff like that. But just want to welcome everybody again to the show. Like thank our producer, Quincy Lewis, the Hood Howard Stern, for letting us bring out the sports news on the E-Block Radio. Appreciate that.
Thank you, Quincy.
But I'm gonna go ahead and get it going. Get right to it. We're gonna get to college football. If you're not a college football fan now, I promise you, listen to a couple more of our shows, and we'll have you watching college football. Because we're going to be very, very informative. And college is my thing. That's one of my things. I like college.
You are now off the host queue.
Don't get me wrong. Whether NFL, but college is where it's at. The pageantry, the history of the college game, man, it's so rich. You know, that it just, I mean, whenever I watch a college game, man, it gets me going, no matter who I'm watching. I'm a Michigan, University of Michigan football fan. We struggling right now, but
oh man, fire break up, please.
Oh my goodness, I could do a whole show about that guy, man. But, we only got an hour, so I'm gonna try to get as much as I can. But right now, man, there hasn't really been too many upsets in college. We have pretty much have your top team at the top. Yeah. Florida State hadn't lost in a while. They had a scare back a couple weeks ago. Was it last week?
Yeah, they almost lost to Clemson, man. You know, that silly boy, Jameis Winston, man. What did he think of doing the crazy things that they're doing? You already got caught with a rat race. Now you're doing, crazy gestures, standing up on tables in French school, That guy, man, he got took off so many people's boards, man, draft boards after that, man. Like, come on, man, you got to mature and grow up, man. You're in college, and he might not want to believe it. A lot of these guys in college don't understand. They're role models now. You get seen on TV every week, man. You got to, act the part, be professional.
Right.
But yeah, it's been some really good games there, man. I was really shocked, man, with that Clemson game. Mike Leach with the Washington State almost getting to Oregon. It was some really good games. And Mississippi State actually got LSU. And they were pounding those guys. They got close at the end from some silly mistakes, but that was a really good game. They gave NFL the run for their money. The college games, the powerhouse games, stood up to expectations. Better yet, it went past expectations to me.
Man, last Saturday I was talking to Jabari, which you guys are going to meet a little bit later on. He's kind of busy with coaching now. He's coaching high school football, and we'll be talking high school football too. With Marcus, and we'll be talking recruiting, top recruits, all that stuff. But I was talking to Jabari Saturday. And he mentioned the LSU and Mississippi State game, and he was saying how good Mississippi State was. Now, I hadn't seen Mississippi State yet. So when he told me that, I went and I started researching some of their, looking at their stats and stuff like that. And I'm like, But then I'm like, they're in Death Valley, So I'm like, I don't know if they'll beat LSU on their home field. They'll probably give them a run. And I watched the whole game. And man, they dominated that game. Just about the end. I mean, it was a totally different Mississippi State team from what I've seen over the years. They were awesome. So it's like your powerhouses aren't as powerful as before, because some of these teams are building, man. They're learning how to recruit better. And getting these pipeline states to recruit from. Finding where some of the other powerhouse schools aren't really recruiting, and they're implanting, their recruiting systems in those states and recruiting some very good talent. And they're getting better over the, what I'm saying? They're building programs. So, it's like I said, and we're about to go into conference play. They're about to be in like week 5. So they're about to go into conference play. The Big Ten going into conference play. ACC, they usually play their conference kind of early. Them and the SEC, they play early conference games. but you're really all conferences are really about to get into the meat of the conference now, conference play, and this is when it matters, which is my segue into the BCS. Now, I need your opinion because we hadn't really talked much about this about this new playoff system. Now, I wanted 8 teams. I thought 8 teams for the first, but they gave everybody something, which is 4 teams. That's what we got. That's what we are dealing with. So, but they still keep the BCS system. Now, after we discussed this, I'm going to give my take on what I think they should do. But I'm going to ask you to do.
Okay.
What do you think? What do you think about this system?
8 games would have been awesome to me. I didn't really like the 4 games because it's like there's going to be teams out there now. It's going to have to be 4 teams that's undefeated, no loss on their record, or if it's a team with a loss on their record, they're going to have to lose the first game and just, go on a win streak. And they got to really beat all the competition and all the top-ranked teams. I was a little disappointed with the 4 teams because I'm 8 teams would have been perfect because you would have had the teams fighting each other for the actual seeds then. And, most times we're going to look at it now and it's like the teams that's going to make it is only going to be the top 4 teams. Some of the teams might get upset. Some of the teams, the rankings might turn. So I just thought 8 games would be much better because, the competition to be a little better and it gives us more college football. I'm a little selfish on that, but I think more college football would be better too, and it'll be more exposure, And because I feel like those bowl games is only making more money for the colleges. It needs to be spread out a little bit.
Right. And I agree. And when the 14 format was announced for last year sometime, I'm like, okay, you're still going to run into a problem because you're not really going to have what if the top 6 go undefeated, or what if that 15 who isn't in a power conference like the ACC, Pac-12, SEC, Big Ten, what am I leaving out? Big 12, those conferences. What about the Conference USA team? They're up there. They're BCS eligible. What if they go undefeated? You think they'll get in over Alabama that has 1 loss?
I don't think so.
So you're going back to the same price. That's why they implemented the system of the 14 to try to shut everybody up and say, okay, we got 14. So a 1-loss team could get in there or whatever. And it's like, you're still not solving anything at all. What I think they should do is they need to take all of these conferences and make a power league where you have the SEC, ACC, all these major conferences play in one big power league, and you have the winners of those divisions, of those conferences, in the playoffs. Whoever wins their conference, get in the playoffs. And then you go ahead and have the 1-game playoff format like you would have like in the NFL or whatever. Because we all know nobody from the Mountain West Conference or whatever. They trying to BCS. It don't matter if they go undefeated.
Remember when that happened with Hawaii that year? They went undefeated, still didn't get in. But then when they got in, they got popped so bad they were crazy. put those type of teams in there. Then, Boise represented for a minute, but after all the talent like the Doug Martins and everybody left, it's like this same thing all over again. But nobody trusts those conferences. And it's like it's no competition, and that's why I believe that a lot of those conferences get exposed like that too. But yeah, you're right. They don't even get a fair chance at all whatsoever.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. So at least like some of them, they'll work their way up the rankings because some of the big conferences have knocked themselves, down the totem pole. They'll knock each other off or whatever, and then you'll have them fall to just say a 9 or 10 spot, and then you'll have like a Conference USA team or whatever, or a Mountain West or a Sun Belt team come up to like the number 9 spot or number 8, 7 or something, and that's it. That's all they're gonna get. They're not getting up there. Alabama to have 2 losses in the SEC, and they play in the SEC West, so they could easily lose to an LSU and an Auburn and still go in the top 4. If Auburn lose 2 games or something like that, that could still be in the top 4 or be ranked above a team with no losses but in the lower ranked conference. So I think you should have two Division I champions. You have, just put everybody in the power league. And you have your main power league, so with the main conferences in it, and then you have your upper conferences over, to the right with the Sun Belt, whatever, where they can compete or whatever, and they can at least have something to celebrate at the end of the damn season. I mean, geez, you know what I'm saying? What point is it going to a BCS game? That's all you really generate is money for your conference, for the conference and for the school, and get a little flimsy trophy. And then that's it. You don't get no opportunity at all to play for a championship. And you're undefeated. Any other sport, you finish the season undefeated, you win a championship. You know what I'm saying? You win a championship or something. You know what I'm saying? You get to the tournament, NCAA basketball tournament, you get to that undefeated, you get a trophy, right?
Yep.
And NFL, you get to the first fight. You get to the playoffs undefeated. You win Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
All sports have a reward at the end and stuff for college football, and this has been going on for years, man. This isn't the first time this conversation has come up, and they need to really get into the plan to try to get this together, man, because it's going to be a clock right now. But as it stands now, I'll run down the format. The format is number 1 ranked team in the BCS will play the number 4, number 2 and 3 will play, and then the winners from those games play each other as the playoff championship game, BCS playoff championship. So as it stands now, Florida State will be playing Oklahoma, and Oregon and Alabama. So, how you like those matchups?
I don't really think they're that bad because Oklahoma, man, they're trying to make that, powerhouse how they used to be, man, and I actually like Oregon right now. Alabama have a little problems because they're kind of young now. A lot of the guys on their defense, like Clayton Nix, and a lot of the other powerhouse dudes that was there in the program before is not there. They got young talent. Don't get me wrong. That's still the talented team that can creep up on you. They can definitely still win the championship with that team if they straighten up all the problems and the issues they have. But right now, they're playing an Oregon team who got a high-speed motor and they don't stop. Everybody thought when Chip Kelly left that was going to change the format or change who they were. And it didn't change nothing at all. It seems like they're even faster now, and they don't never take no rest, man. Those guys never take rest, man. And I think it'll be good to see right now. It's just, I don't like that still. Like you said, them 4 teams are great teams, and I would love to see them face off against each other. But they need more teams in the mix to get one true legitimate champion. I think that 8 format would be great. I think they're just still trying to work on it.
Right. I mean, I hope so. But like when you really look at it and analyze just look at the top 10 of college football. Going from number 4, because number 4 is up to Oklahoma. So you have Auburn, Texas A&M, Baylor, Notre Dame, Michigan State, and then Ole Miss. You got teams under those guys. Right, you got teams under those guys who play in powerhouse houses who can work themselves up. So what if they get to a number 6 position? But they're a good team. You know what I'm saying? They're a real good team that deserve to be in the playoffs. They hit a stride and they deserve to be in the playoffs. What do? They just out.
Yeah,
they just don't go to right. So they just gonna go to what? Just a money DPS game. And that's it. That's all they're gonna do. Just generate money, get a new weight room. Right, it's like add some more seats to the damn stadium. You know what I'm saying? Already hold over 80,000 people. I mean, these players sacrifice a lot, man. I mean, we have a lot of conversations about this on my job, and these players, these young guys, they sacrifice a lot. They have to juggle schoolwork with having a personal life, with football. Yeah. And football at most of these colleges are life. That's life. You know what I'm saying? You got to know the playbook. You got to come to weight training. You got to travel. All this stuff. You know what I'm saying? You on TV. Just everything. You got to handle a lot as a young man. You know, we talking 18, 19, 20 years old. You know, so these kids need to be like rewarded somehow, as far as by how much they sacrifice, and how much blood, sweat, and tears they put out on the field, and off the field as well. They're just playing for the money to fatten the pockets of the university. That's not cool. Give them a chance to play in the playoffs. Right, give them a chance to play in a playoff. And prove themselves even more. And if they don't win, then hey, you know what I'm saying? All right, you guys knocked out, whatever. There's at least the best chance and an opportunity to play some of the best.
With that 18 format, I really think a lot of teams would get upset there too, man. And it sucks to not have that. You just stop it at 4, because what if it's a top 5 team and never lost in the 6th? Or the 7th and 8th when they lost a game, but it was earlier in the season and they ran the table. It's like the consolation prize is not big enough. You know, like, okay, you only lost 1 game and you won the rest of them. Guess what? You're going to the Sugar Bowl. But you want to go to the Sugar Bowl when you can, win the championship. You win that trophy saying that you're the number 1 team. They started this playoff format to have a true champion, and I still don't think they got it right. That's why those other 4 teams need to be recognized. Because it's good that they're at least considering it. Come on now.
Yeah. I'm not feeling it, man. It's gonna create just more havoc. There's more havoc.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And more just man. It's gonna be bad, man. I give it to what the probably second year. First year they gonna make it like right. I think it's gonna be okay the first year. They're gonna be like, all right, cool, it kind of hurts a little bit, whatever. But that second and third year, they're gonna be bitching about it. Like seriously.
Yeah. Like we doing now with that BCS crap, man. It's like that computer's still gonna generate who they feel like the number 1. It lets you win and game, the top 4 teams, they're going to still have the computer tampering with things, man, like we saw in the past. So, yeah, they have to get that right there. So that's going to be a head scratcher. It's going to, like you said, it's going to bring more issues than it's resolving.
Right.
And it's like, thank God for the change now, but it still needs to be more change.
Exactly. I wanted to let you guys know if you guys want to call in and talk to us, talk to Hugh and myself. Make sure you call in 760-283-4647, and make sure you get the number 1 seat if you want to speak to us. And it looks like we have a caller that has a question about what we're talking about. So, caller, you're on. Hello? Okay. All right. I guess we lost our caller. Probably just on the listening. But, yeah, you guys hit the number 1 seat if you guys want to speak to us and comment on what we're talking about. And just to reset it, you guys just joined us. Hugh and I are talking about the college football playoff. We kind of ran down some of the college football season, and now we're at the point where we're talking about the 14 playoff BCS playoff format. I say BCS because they're still running over BCS, and they making it. They're making it to a playoff. So it's the BCS playoff. So they're still going to go by those raggedy computer rankings that doesn't jack everything up anyway. And the conferences, oh man, I don't understand that. Explain that to me. Like the as far as the conferences, like why they don't make a super conf, like just like I was saying, like just that super conference thing, man. Why they gonna do it?
Because we've been saying that too, James, man. And we talked about it before, like all the teams that were saying, I'm not saying that the Mountain West about to go to the Big 12, or let's merge these conferences. Remember, we've seen teams even saying, okay, our conference is not even, big enough as how it was. We had 12 teams, now we only have 6. Okay, you got 6, we got 6. Let's expand. Let's make a conference that so we can battle. And so we can at least get the opportunity to be exposed on TV and to be able to go for a championship, for the BCS title. And it got really bad, man, when you see teams saying, no, I don't want to stay in the conference. I'm going here because I'll have a better shot. That's after them to even feel that way, to leave, their conference to go to another conference, because that's the only way they feel like they can go to a championship game. And we've seen a lot of that happen. You're right. They need to put these conferences into like 8. Or if it wasn't 8, to have like the conference champions, they should definitely have it formatted to where, the people play and have just one winner. That'll be awesome, to have at least that 1 through 8, have them play, because we talked about before how NCAA, when it comes to football, man, how they're the biggest country in the game. And all they want to do is get all the money off the bowl game, man. And I feel like that needs to change. And now they're trying to change it, but it's still like, okay, 14. That's it. What about the other teams who getting short-sighted on this hand? What if all the teams are like, okay, Alabama lose a game, Oregon lose a game, then, Florida lose a game, like all the teams lose a game. And then the teams under them are undefeated. Then what you want to do?
And it comes down. That's what it comes down to. Who got the bigger conference? Who playing the tougher conference or whatever? And my thing is, these big teams, the big conferences, they play the cupcake schools in those Mountain West and the Sun Belt.
You are now in the host queue.
And my thing is, how the hell are you waiting?
You are now off the host queue.
And you playing these cupcake teams. that's not even BCS eligible. I don't
Like that
understand.
Like that imposter school that look like Michigan. I see them like, why? I'm ready to go. You know, why are they baby blue and yellow when they got dark, the same logo? What's going on?
Right.
It's like,
and my thing is, if you merge all the conferences and put them like in a super league, super college football league or whatever, you put them in that. I mean, then you can go ahead and cross, cross conference play where you will have Michigan playing Florida for an SEC team every year or whatever. Then they go into their conference or whatever. So when it's time to really show, okay, let's see who can go to the BCS. All right, they, Florida State beat this team in the Big Ten, and they beat this team in the SEC, and they beat this Big 12 team. So, okay, they deserve to be there. Not they, right. They won in their conference. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? They played one ranked team that probably had two or three injuries, two or three key injuries, or whatever. Then you go, you're back at square one. So, like I said, they need to really get it at the point where they can really
resolve the issues.
Exactly. Resolve what you need to resolve so you won't come back to square one where, like I said, about 5 years from now, they're going to add about two more teams or four more teams. Either they're going to go to 6 or they're going to go to 8. They're going to go to 6 or 8. They're going to do it. That's what they're going to do. Because people are going to bitch about it. I'm telling you right now, we've seen it happen before. Even with the regular polls, with the coaches poll and the what's the other poll? The AP poll. The AP poll and the coaches poll. They was bitching about that. Oh, and this and the other. That's why they implemented the BCS.
Oh yeah, because we had problems, man, in the past. Remember Michigan and Nebraska were co-champions that year? Who wants to be a co-champion? That's like, man, I don't even want to get into what it's like, but I'm going to say it today. It's just like kissing your sister. Who wants to be a co-champion? That's disgusting to me, man. I was so sick that year when Nebraska and Michigan were co-champions. Right. Come on, you guys. Then they, put the BCS bowl in, and then the BCS caused more problems. Like we were saying, we complained about the BCS. Because the time I'm refreshing your memory too. When Alabama played LSU, it was a great defensive game. Much of a field goal being scored. And Alabama so happened to lose, I think, by field goal. But then they did BCS, get proven it. LSU's number 1, Bama's 2. They play in the BCS championship. Even though Bama beat them that time, I said, wow, how the tables turned. After that game, they say they had a good game plan. But still, man, it was like they lost, man. It should have been Oregon or somebody playing in that game. I felt like, and I felt like it was kind of disrespectful of them doing that. But at the same time, they was like, they had hard confidence and they only lost to LSU and they kind of ran through competition. But it's like, yeah, I run through competition too when I'm playing one of the worst teams that people have ever heard of, like Illinois State or somebody.
Exactly. Yep. So, yeah, man, that's that in a nutshell. We wanted to go ahead and wrap that up, and yeah, man, that's how we feel about the whole little BCS playoff system and the college football season. But like I said, we're gonna be bringing you college football as much as we can. I'm pretty much do it every week. We're talking about the different conferences and stuff like that. Like I said, we're getting a recruiting and all that. But right now, we're gonna take a quick break, right quick, for about 3 minutes or so, and we'll be back. When we come back, we're gonna talk about the NFL. We're going to get into the NFL power rankings. Like I told you guys earlier, we're going to power rankings, and then we're going to get to the injuries and hopefully get into the fantasy before we're off the air. So thanks for listening to Beyond the Bleachers right now, and we'll be back with you after this.
Witness the Black Tie experience. Black Tie Photography, servicing all of Metro Atlanta area. My name is Cedric Pitts, your photographer. Check out our website at www.blacktiepictures.com or like our Facebook page, facebook.com/Black Tie Pictures. Let me capture your professionalism in class, and you will have the ultimate black tie experience.
Are you looking to start a new career? Let Choice Career Studies help you take your next step towards success. We offer dental administration courses that can be completed in 4 short and easy weekends. For $495, we will give you the fundamentals of dental administration, resume and interview skills, and assist with job placement. Give us a call today, 586-222-5457.
We're talking about love. We're talking about relationships. We're talking about everything in between. That's right, y'all. It's that hit show hosted by your girl, Miss Coco J. And of course, your boy, the Hood Howard Stern, holding it down. He say, she say. The livest relationship show on the planet. Of course, you can catch us every Sunday, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll be talking about relationships, love, cheating, everything in between. You really don't want to miss this. If you haven't checked this out already, make sure you go to the website, www.eblockradio.com. Check out all the replays. Then catch us live every Sunday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. See y'all next week. Yo, it's the deal. It's your boy, the Hood Howard Stern, Q Lewis, the host of the livest cloud radio show on the planet. You know what it is, straight from the E Block. We live every week and we reaching over 60,000 listeners. So you know what that means? If you got a small business or a product that you want to promote, this could be the perfect venue for you. If you want to learn some more about how you can advertise on our platform, go to the website, www.eblockradio.com, and see what package works for you. We got packages as low as $25 a month. $25 a month, where can you beat that at? We're reaching over 60,000 listeners. Hey, if you want to get more information, don't forget, go to the website, www.eblockradio.com. Advertise with the livest cloud radio show on the planet. You heard it here first. It's your boy, the Hood Howard Stern, Q Lewis. Get at me. Yo, it's the deal. It's your boy.
We're back here on Beyond the Bleachers on E-Block Radio. And before we went to break, we were talking about college football and the college football system. As we just joined the college football playoff system, the BCS playoffs, and we were talking about that. But now we want to get into the professional ranks, the NFL, and this is going into week 4 of the NFL. And I think you can correct me if you, well, not correct me, but let me know if you disagree or whatever. I think pretty much after week 5, you kind of know you kind of know the identity of each team, kind of, you know what I'm saying? You know what they're going to be pretty much during the season or whatever, the rest of the season. And I usually go to about week 5, week 6, give or take. Where you at on that?
Yeah, I usually go with that power ranking most times, like you said, usually like in a strong week, like week 6, because it's getting to the point where it's halfway there. And definitely I start to look at the teams more and say, okay, this is how the playoffs are going to be set up once it starts getting closer into like November to see what's going to happen like after those Thanksgiving games. It kind of gives me like the notion of who's going to be where and how they're going to be in the playoffs and who's going to face who in the playoffs. But yeah, usually the week 5 and week 6 usually be like the solid matchups. And you will look and you'll be like, okay, this team right here, like for instance, if the Bengals win the next 2, a lot of people are going to be like, hey, maybe they're not big pretenders after all. Even though I've seen a few spotty things that happened, like with Andy Dalton, you know, when his performance wasn't that stellar, that defense just really brought it to, you know, when they played. It wasn't like they did too much on offense, you know, but it was a great defensive performance. But, you know, they're a good team right now, but they always been decent. But it's like getting to the point where it gets to the playoffs, and where are they going to be? But yeah, usually 6 weeks, I start to look at who's who and who's the real teams and who's going to be the pretender teams. So that's when teams start to take off.
Exactly. I think that's when the depth sets in. The depth of each team, you know, sets in. The teams start to really find their identity with each other. They start to mesh kind of better with each other. The rookies, they get adjusted more to the NFL pro game. So I'm like, okay, week 6, I can kind of tell the makeup a little bit of a team, you know, and that takes me to the power ranking. Oh boy, here we go.
People will be scratching their head on some of it.
No, this is where it gets kind of. This is where you got to debate. But the debate's coming in. Because a lot of people look at records. Okay, this team undefeated. What the hell they doing at number 2 or number 3, and this team is, you know, at number 1, and they got a loss. Well, for the people who think like that, you gotta really be able to analyze football and look a little deeper into the game and analyze the game a little deeper than just looking at a record. But you can be a lucky ass 3-0. You know what I'm saying? Instead of a put together, well equipped machine that just got caught slipping. You know what I'm saying? Got caught slipping a game and you lost. But your team is really still up there top notch, should be number 1 or whatever. So I'm gonna go here and I'm gonna rip off the top 5 first. Okay? And I'm gonna go from 5 to number 1. So Arizona's sitting at number 5. They're 3-0. They're top of one of the toughest divisions in football.
With no
not
loss.
just the
Drew
NFC.
Stanton.
In football, when Drew Stanton, the backup quarterback, he was like third string like a year or so ago, right? He was out the league.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or he was that somebody in the side, whatever.
I think he was third string. Was it for the Colts? I think he was with the Colts. He was third string.
Okay, you're right. He was with the Colts. Yeah. Because he was behind, because Dan Orlovsky was still over there, right?
Yeah, Dan Orlovsky was number 2.
Exactly. So they're with a backup quarterback, they're number 5. They're 3-0. Toughest football conference in football, which is the NFC West, where you have the Rams, the Cardinals, San Fran, and Seattle. So they're number 5 at 3-0. Number 4, Philadelphia Eagles. They're 3-0. Number 3,
undefeated team.
Right, another undefeated team. Number 3, Denver Broncos. You watched football last week? Yeah, I know Denver lost last week. They lost to the Seattle Seahawks in a Super Bowl rematch, pretty much. They lost overtime. Cincinnati's number 2.
Wow.
At 3-0. Cincinnati's number 2 at 3-0. And then you have number 1, the Seattle Seahawks at number 1 with a 2-1 record.
Mm-hmm.
So, who don't belong in the top 5?
Right now, I would go like this. If anything, they might have been the 5th team, the Seahawks. But right now, they possibly are the 5th team. I would definitely have them as number 5. I'll have the Chargers at number 4. I will have the Eagles at number 3. The Cardinals at 2. And they could flip-flop. It could be any way. The only reason I have the Cardinals at number 2 is because they did it with just Stanton. And certainly got all their pieces still, you know. But I had to go with the Bengals as the number 1 team right now. Their defense is nasty. It might not be for long. We talked about it last week. We still don't really have faith in Andy Dalton, the Red Rifle, whatever they call this clown, because he makes big mistakes in the playoffs. He's been in the playoffs, but he don't play like his play is in the season. But right now, I have them as number 1. That damn defense does it, man.
Yeah, you know what? I feel I'm kind of on the fence about Cincy at number 1. And now don't get me wrong. Like you said, they do have an awesome defense over there. The defense has been playing lights out. Everybody's on one accord. Everything. I mean, they secondary is just sick. But when you get to the offensive side of the ball, I don't see it with Andy Dalton. He works hard. He works hard, man. He works hard in the offseason to get us up there. He comes out, he plays decent. But when you have the weapons that you have on offense, you got a legitimate thunder and lightning running back system back there. You have 2 awesome tight ends. You have very good receivers to throw to. One of the best in the game, AJ Green.
Oh yeah, I have him at number 2.
You're a game managing quarterback. Because that's all he is. That's his potential. His potential is maxed out at being a game manager. And what I mean by game manager is the coach pretty much tells you, look, go out here, follow this game plan. Don't try to do anything spectacular. I don't care what you see or what you think you see. You go with the safest play possible. So when it's time to really, when it's time, when teams make those adjustments to your game plan and counter your game plan, you have nothing. That's why I think he gets caught a lot in the playoffs because he can't make the proper adjustments that a quarterback, that a superstar quarterback with those weapons will be able to make.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just how bad he was in the playoffs. Like you said, and I like what you said. I appreciate you putting that out there. I still got that as number one, but I had to bash him about the last year in debacle. If it just needed, or was they like, I don't care. If AJ Green is open, got the guy by 5 yards. Don't be a superhero. So we'll check that. San Diego was bad last year.
Yeah, it was. They recognized it and they took it away from them. They took his check down away and said, "You're about to beat us by throwing downfield, brother. That's what you're gonna have to do." And he couldn't do it. He couldn't do it because he's not that type of quarterback to make those type of throws.
So they put all that money into him.
Yeah, I really don't think that they were thinking correctly when they did that.
Alex Smith neither.
Right. I really, and I don't think Marvin Lewis. I really think he's a great coach. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. Marvin Lewis is a great coach. He's been there for a while. He's a defensive guy. Coach with the Baltimore Ravens, defense when they won back in 2000 or whatever, their first Super Bowl. But I just don't think he's the coach to really push Andy Dalton to to be the one to get a Super Bowl out of it. It's just not gonna happen. They look good now. Wait till Andy Dalton get sick into the season. He gonna fold, man. I'm telling you, because he's not that type of quarterback. When they start kicking into his game plan and teaching it out, because NFL defenses, man, these coordinators out here, man, they're genius with it. Yeah. They don't take them too long to figure you out. So once they figure you out, you dead in the water. So I definitely Philly is my number one right now. I just like their resilience, their resiliency, man. Their resiliency is strong, and they're going to be a tough team to beat, man. Like going on, and in that weak ass conference in the NFC East, division. I just really feel like Philly's my number one right now, like for real. And I'll put Seattle at number 2. Philly be my number 3. Denver at 5, and I'll put Arizona at 4, just because Arizona is undefeated right now, and they put smash on San Fran. You know what I'm saying? They put smash on San Fran. Yeah, they put the smash on them. And I can't wait until they play Seattle. Because I think they're going to fight Seattle. So I mean, let it play them. Right, exactly. Yep. So we'll see. But I wanted to try to wrap it up. Just a little hint to our producer. We need 2 hours, man.
You are now in the host queue.
Lewis, Mr. Quincy Lewis, we do 2 hours, brother. But we have a lot of stuff to cover. Because I'm still about to.
Right.
But yeah, we want to go ahead and
You are now off the host queue.
thank you guys for listening. And you would like to thank you guys for listening to it again this week. And like I said, we're here every Wednesday on E-Block Radio. You can go to the website, listen to it, listen to this show and the show from last week as well. Going to be bringing you a new one next week, and we're going to be talking pretty much the same thing. I want to get into some high school stuff as well, and I'll have like a hot topic for you guys that I will want to talk about actually related to like sports or whatever. I'll let you guys know what that is at the top of the show when I run down everything we're going to talk about. So thank you guys for listening. Thanks for the fan base. We got a Facebook page, Beyond the Bleacherz Facebook page that we would like you guys to go and click like and follow us. We're going to start posting some things up there, some sports questions up there. I even put the rundown for what we're going to talk about in the next show to keep you guys informed and let you guys know ahead of time what we're going to be talking about. So thank you guys for listening to us. Again, we'd like to thank our producer, Quincy Lewis, for letting us bring you guys sports news on E-Block Radio. And tune in next week, and he and I have some questions. All right. Yeah, be cool. Thanks.